We're gonna do a song that you never heard before.
The volume.
Here they come and get wicked. Here we go again.
And Skinny had my birthday brother from another mother.
What's good, bro?
Was that this how I was starting with the
Well, you ain't tell me I had that queued up, so I ain't have it queued up.
I thought you just have it on deck all the time though, man. Hey man, we got some birthday things to get into. You want to get the music on now?
Yeah, let's get good. Let's get it.
Let's do it.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast
If you
of all
smell
time.
what the rock. It doesn't matter what your name
The
is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The greatest podcast of all time.
And listen, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook pages. We are live on both platforms at the same time. You click on the notification, click on the bell, you get the hands up whenever your boys in the celebrating this boy's birthday and doing their thing.
What's good,
The teacher checking in also early though, man. What's happening, man? Let's talk about what you do for your birthday though, man.
bro? Went down to Six Flags for the birthday. We went this Saturday. It was real dope. Weather was cooperative. Had some of the fam pull up from Killeen and Cove, and then of course a bunch of the kids came because not everybody came. Layla and Samaya was out. So yeah, it was dope.
Hmm. Let me tell you what was real cool, man. So it's funny because this particular weekend was one of the rare weekends. Technically celebrated two other birthdays, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
my brother's birthday, we celebrated his thing on Saturday. It was real dope. He had a real cool little listening party to some music that he's about to drop. And then he also did a second installment of a book series that he's actually writing. So he did that release as well. What was real cool, man, is at the studio. Very quaint spot, real dope. Would have never knew that this spot was even there. Very unassuming though, bro. And I guess it makes sense given that it's right there in Atlanta, downtown. It was like, I mean, dope studio. It was real cool. Had a chance to see him. And then got a chance to celebrate with the homie Damien though, man. Went on out to we went out to the North Georgia mountains though, man. Got out and was getting it on some go-karts out there. Had a bomb time though, bro. I'm talking about like these go-karts is going like 55 miles an hour though, man. And it was cold. I mean, one of the most like exhilarating experiences I think that you can find because the cars are you're so low to the ground, they're so very compact that it definitely felt like you going Mario Kart out there in real life, though, man. Cold time.
Yeah, I seen
Real
y'all boys
cold.
with the Mario Andretti helmets on.
Yeah, and see, they have Andretti's out here, and those cars only go like 25 miles an hour. So these was going like almost street legal, but just in this go kart, cold, and you going up and down hills and turns, and you got boys spinning out here though, man. So it was real fire though, bro. Had a dope time.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, we had a great old time down at Six Flags, bro. I always go down there to test my gangster still because as you get older, You know, them G's be messing with you just a little bit more. But I survived, man. I even bounced back quicker than Deuce because I talked to him the next day. He was talking about his legs was putty, bro. Because we was out there. I
Oh,
mean, shoot, we got there when it opened at 11, and we ain't leave Six Flags to about 6:37. So
ask you something though, bro.
what's up?
How much is that? How much does the Six Flag food cost these days?
Oh, see, I get us the meal passes, bro. The meal pass, you get a meal, a snack, and a drink, and you don't have to use that all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? But it was like $20, $20, 20.
Mm,
It was 20.99. So yeah, we got the
okay.
meal pass, and then you can get an unlimited meal pass where you can eat every 90 minutes, and that's like 39 and some change. So that's what April
Dang.
ended up doing, which I'm mad that she did it because it comes with the drink all day cup, which that's already $20 in itself. So you could be done. And see, I didn't read the fine print like she did. So yeah. But I ended up getting the season cup only because I got the season pass. So I'm definitely going back at least one more time to make everything pay for itself. So
Mm.
yeah, but the
Man,
food
some
is
stuff
actually
though.
good though. Like I didn't there wasn't nothing out there that anybody was like, nah, that was kind of nasty. You know what I'm saying? Everybody seemed to enjoy whatever they pick. So it was dope.
Nah, that's what's up though, man. Nah, that's all good though. Now I'm glad y'all had a good time though, man. I saw some of the pictures out there and it looked like y'all was killing it out there though, bro.
Yeah, it was dope. And in between when we was waiting in line for stuff, which we didn't really have to wait long. There was only two lines that were extremely long, and that was the bobsled ride, and then there's this. They got the old timey cars that you can let kids drive, and they turned it into like a dinosaur safari looking thing. That was a super long line, and like I said, the bobsled. But everything else, we didn't wait too long. And I guess you could say Mr. Freeze was long for a minute, and that was only because they was only running one car, but they finally opened up both lines and then it started zipping through. But
Do y'all do the fast pass when y'all go?
nah, ain't it's no point, bro. I mean, we had everything rolled by lunchtime. You know what I'm saying? So it's no point because we got a strategic. When we go, we hitting the Titan first, and so once you ride the,
Mm.
it's Titan, is Texas Giant, and Texas Giant was shut down for half the day, so I ain't even ride that this time. And then shoot, we shot over to Gotham City right after that and did Mr. Freeze. So I mean, like I said, we had all the big rides rolled before lunchtime.
Mm.
And after that, we was just picking and choosing what we wanted to do after that. So no, it didn't warrant that, and that's just extra, extra money for no reason. Labor Day is not like crowded, and at the same time, like I said, the weather cooperated with us, so the whole trip was dope, man. We stopped at Bucky's afterwards. Everybody got them doggone brisket sandwiches, so everybody was full and good. I
Man,
knew they was gonna leave me up. But yeah, so I was in there jamming the tank, getting back to the crib, bro.
man, listen, bro. I'll talk about like now, it doesn't matter what direction I'm going for. If I see a Bucky's, I'm gonna stop.
Oh yeah.
I'm stopping now. Yeah. I ain't go. I mean, and so for me, it's like, well, with us, we go 75, and there's one that's out in Warner Robins, out in that area, Fort Valley area. And then if I'm going out the other way, 20 West, there's one out in Leeds, Alabama. And then there's now one that's going out toward Auburn, Alabama, when you going toward like Destin, Panama City Beach, and everything like that. So now it's like one everywhere. And I think that if I'm not mistaken, they're opening one up 75 North in Calhoun. So that's like going if you were going up to Tennessee. So it's like now, it's like, for there had never been a Bucky's here just a few years ago. We got like four of them now that's around the
Yeah,
outer, parts of Metro Atlanta, though. Yeah.
bro. Easily I spent $85. And that wasn't even like
In Bucky's?
yes,
Dang.
easily. I'm talking quick. And you know what I'm saying? Like it was almost like if I would have just said, hey, we're gonna go to Bucky's for my birthday, everybody would have been on board for that. Just to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's how much
Now,
of a
where's the Bucky's at? Where's the Bucky's at for y'all?
well, we went to the one in Denton.
Okay, didn't. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah,
it
no, I
was
think
dope.
for
Super
I
clean bathrooms, gas was
yes.
reasonable, and then you can just
So
load up on the snacks.
so my boy Ben, he actually is part of a truck club. They got all the big wheels lit up and everything like that. So they did a truck ride out to the Bucky's out, and I believe it was Leeds, Alabama. They all had a bunch of people who do these pull-ups and everything like that, though, man. Car clubs and everything, and they pulled on up out there, though, man. And now I laugh because like people will see me with like my Bucky's hoodie, you know what I'm saying, on my Bucky's t-shirt, right? And when people see it, now people are like, oh, you know about Bucky. So it's like people now will send me if they out and about anywhere. They going into Bucky's. They sending me their picture in Bucky's. Like I'm there. I see what
Yeah.
you're talking about though. So yeah. It's
Did
fine,
you like
bro.
the beaver nuggets?
I do like the beaver nuggets. Yeah, you know the beaver nuggets. You can order those on Amazon. The
Okay.
the Bucky's one. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can get those. I'm gonna tell you what I love more than anything is probably if you can catch it in time for breakfast, it's the brisket burrito, the
Yes, sir.
breakfast burrito with the
Yes,
egg.
sir.
That one right there is platinum though, boy. I
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
yo,
Yeah, my homegirl
yeah.
Teresa brought me one day because she was driving from Dallas to the office and she brought that thing and I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that one to me, I like it better than the regular brisket sandwich. I like the breakfast version, the breakfast burrito one. That one is clutch. And that, like I said, I don't know that they have it on a biscuit, but if they don't, they missing out if they don't put it on a biscuit too, though, bro.
Listen, bro, I had that XL brisket sandwich, next level, bro. And Tari got that 3 meat, and I was like, bro, nah, you should have got this XL. So mama bringing me one up Friday, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can listen. You can easily go big back out there all day long, though,
Oh
bro.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, just think about like the fresh nuts that they make. Uh, no Diddy, and then I don't know why it's funny every single time, bro. Every single
Mhm.
Hey, listen,
it's
man.
never not funny.
I think it's so funny because it still doesn't sound natural. Like
It
it
don't.
doesn't sound like a natural thing,
Yeah,
though,
but
at
I'm
all,
never
though,
I'm
bro.
never saying pause. I'll say no Diddy all day long. I ain't saying pause. I thought pause was dumb the first time I heard it. I never no. Nah.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
like
bro.
pause to me is like standing on business. Those are two things that I said it one time in front of the kids, and I was like, never again. Like,
Are we past standing on business? I thought that was like last year, and I thought that standing on business kind of phased out because I don't hear it as frequently. So I thought that it was like, all right, it came and
nah,
went.
people still standing on business, but now you know it's what's it demure.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, I hear it. I always laugh because it's like it's weird because I don't know when is the new saying played out or corny to me. Is it when it becomes mainstream or when the kids take it over?
Nah,
Like when
when
I
you
start hearing kids saying standing on business, when I say to like middle school kids and elementary, it has become that, and I'm just like, or when it just becomes so mainstream that it's just like, all right, I'm cool though.
yeah, like Hawk Tour girl, she came and passed, bro.
Hot Tour girl came and passed them. And I wish for her that the hot tour lasted longer than it did though, bro.
I
But
mean,
it really,
she was doing her thing with it though. She
yeah,
got
yeah,
a
yeah, she
talking point
was.
out of it. So
I thought that Hot Tour would have stayed alone. And listen, especially I thought Hot Tour was gonna stay through football season. Cause then you got at least Tua. And I thought that okay, boom, we got Hot Tour girl out here. We straight. But it no, I was blown away at how fast that one actually went though, man. Nah, it's crazy.
yo, you brought up football season, and I know this is not really a correlation, but I'm gonna make it work. Did you hear the conversation that Cam Newton had with that female doctor when
I did.
we got to talk about it?
Okay, so what part do you want to talk about? Because I think that there are some interesting things that I think that I saw an excerpt from it recently because I thought I saw most of the interview. And
Yeah.
then I saw this part of the interview that I never had seen before. So what part are you talking
I'm talking about the kids conversation where he said he's not necessarily ready for marriage, but he's okay with continuing to have kids. And she just basically just kind of was like, bro, you got to understand what you're doing. Like, even though you are financially set and you're probably a great father, like you're still opening up all these broken homes because you can't be there for every waking thing that these kids are going through. Like you might be able to provide and do this, that, and the other, but you're not there. So all of these women that you are with, that you're having kids with, you're basically creating all of these broken homes. So I just kind of wanted to know what was your thought process about that, because I mean, I'm sure that he, like I said, is taking care of business, but what do you think about that?
Okay, so listen, I am I look at this from a multifaceted perspective because for one, he's engaged now,
Hmm.
right, to this girl who's a comedian who also is pregnant now, and so to say, well, you can welcome more kids, but you kind of putting off marriage. Like, what does that say to the current baby mom and the current fiance? It's like, well, what you say in this timeline is just to pacify me as a fiance, though, right? So that's one thing I thought about because what does she has to say, right? Um, but I think that the part that's interesting about that, though, man, is this. I think that Cam Newton is in a very abnormal situation. Nick Cannon in a very abnormal situation where you have this long money and you're financially able to be in a position to where that's an option for you, right? Where you can say, "Oh, no, I want to have babies, right? But I don't necessarily want a wife." And listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not too mad at that though, bro. I'm not mad at somebody who has the means to be able to do that. And you might say, okay, so like the way I look at it is like this. I look at my wife and I thought I would want to have kids with her, right?
Mhm.
Even if that didn't even if that meant that we didn't get married. Like it's like I always knew that I wanted to be a dad, but I didn't always know that I wanted to be a husband, right? And so you would like to think that ideally those two would come in pairs, being a husband before that. But for me, for someone where I've always emphasized and put the premium on being a dad, I
Mhm.
can totally see how for somebody who has this, basically generational wealth, and so I can see why for him, no, the kids are the biggest emphasis in his life, because of how his life is structured. I'm not mad at that, especially considering that he's no longer an active player, and so now he has the time, right? He has more time to dedicate to being a full-time dad, even if that means that he's not in the house day to day. Um, he is, I do think he is, from her perspective, willingly creating broken homes. But I think that he has the money to where that's something that's a reality, that's a real thing, right? I'm not mad at it though. At the same time, I understand her perspective, and
Yeah.
probably I agree with her perspective too. But I'm not mad at his though, man. Like
No, I'm not. I'm not mad
I
either.
might do the same thing.
I'm not mad either, only because I believe that these young ladies understand what it is, right? It'd be different if he was just out here, you know, doing his thing and they weren't aware of the situation. But you got to think, like, even we talked about Nick Cannon, right? You got to know what Nick Cannon is doing, right? If you number 7, then you know what it is, right? So I'm thinking like it was a Cam is on 5, I want to say. So
No, I think Cam is on more than that though, man. I think
okay.
Cam is up there. Like he said he wanted I think Cam might be like 6. He said he wanted to get up to like 8. Now you gotta make me look this up now though, bro.
Yeah, but even still, all I'm saying is at this point though, if you number 5 or 6, then you know what it is. So it's like you're willingly choosing to be a participant in this particular plan that he has, right?
Yeah.
So, and see, I didn't even know he was engaged because I thought he was saying he wasn't quite ready to be married right just yet. Like he was okay with having more kids, but not okay with getting married yet. So
No, I think that Cam Newton is very so you are right. Cam Newton has uh 1, 2, 3, 4, and she's pregnant now. So yeah, he's up to 5. But then he's no, I'm sorry. He has 8 kids. Yeah, he has 8 kids and says he still wants more. And this is my thing. Like, okay, put it like this. I think that what Cam Newton's doing is different from what I think Tyreek Hill is doing. Like Tyreek Hill just has a bunch of kids, he has a bunch of singles, and I don't think that he is like strategic. It just sounds like Tyreek Hill, no pullout, right?
yeah,
So when you get with him, then you know that that's what it is. I think at least Cam sounds like all of his is planned. It's very much like Chad Johnson. He said all of his kids are playing. He basically strategically picked out every woman, and it was like this genetic selection. It was like, all right, well, what was
yeah,
your 40 time when you
right.
was in high school? What? Yeah. So all of his kids are D1 athletes, right? So I think that when you plan your life like that, if you have the money to plan your life, then that's it. I think that here's my thing though. I would like, okay, would you put this even now at the young age of 44, right? If money was
Obama
not an issue, right? Would you have more kids right now if money wasn't an issue?
Okay, that's the caveat, right? If money was an issue to have help like nannying or something like that, because
Yeah.
I think I'm a little too old for the not getting sleep part for me anyway. Because even like shoot, I got a grandbaby coming in a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? And I'm all willing to help out, but when it's time for them sleep hours though, I'm gonna have to kiss
Yeah.
my
But
grandbaby and send her
again,
on back.
if that wasn't something that you had to be worried about.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If that wasn't the case, nah, I absolutely wouldn't have an issue about having more kids. Absolutely not.
Right, and I think that that's where for him it's like, oh, okay, well, I have the. I think he's saying, hey, I have the financial capacity. He might feel like right now I have the emotional capacity for a kid, right? And at the same time, I now have more physical capacity because I'm no longer full time NFL player. So I think that from that regards, I can understand. I think that the one thing that I can say that I somewhat respect about that though, right? Is that he's not just he's putting it out there on where he feels with marriage, and you got to also either accept it or move on, right? But I
No,
don't think that he is putting it out there like he is playing around or nothing like that though. So nah.
no. I get that, but I think the difference, though, you asked me if I was capable with the whole scenario of having more kids. It still would be with Sarah, though. You know what I'm saying? So it's still not the broken home situation.
Well, let's take that back. Let's take that back. If something happened, you know what I'm saying, and you starting over all the way fresh out here single in these streets, and you get with somebody who doesn't have kids and they wanted to have a kid, would you say, all right,
Nah,
let's do it?
nah. I'm done, bro.
And money was not an issue.
No. I understand all the parameters. I'm just saying, I don't. I think I'm done. Period. But when the original question of if the resources and stuff was there, and if it was a possibility, yeah, I wouldn't have an issue with it. But if it's just me right now, I'm done, bro. I'm done.
I think you know what's funny though, man. I think that with all things considered, if the resources wasn't an issue, and we talking about starting brand new, it would be hard to find somebody our age, right, that don't have no kids, right? But let's just say hypothetically speaking, though, bro, if it was somebody who was in like their 30s and I'm just back on the scene, right? I dipped down, I got into them 30s, and that was it, though, man. I think that I think that I think I would be open to having more. And here's the bad part about it, though, right? It would have to be you think about the age, the difference in the age, where it would have to be where you're going back to back, right? So then it's like I would have new kids that outnumber Landon. That would be crazy though, bro. Like that's yeah, but I think that would be such a big thing for me because I think that I've lived so long and had the one son that it's like, all right, my whole life basically has been revolving around this one person, even to that, and let's say separately from your marriage, right? I think that even still, your marriage, once you start to introduce the fold to your kids, it's like that becomes part of your. So I think that for me, that would be such a different thing to have some new kids by a whole new person, though, bro. That would be weird. But given with all things equal, and money wasn't an issue, finances wasn't an issue, resources wasn't an issue, and this person came out here fresh out the streets, not off the streets, but fresh on the scenes, no kids, and she wanted to, then I would say, yeah, I would. Yeah.
Now, switching to hold on, let's see what he say.
My dude said he got a 3-year-old now, 44. I'd be the same way, bro. I'd be the same way, man. I'm not gonna lie. And listen, I do think that where I think that you benefit from is when you get to like your 50s, basically. And I'd imagine that makes you feel younger, though, bro. Like
Oh
you
yeah,
got,
yeah. Because we didn't new 44s, bro. We ain't them old.
yeah, we ain't the same. We ain't called Winslow and them, bro.
Nah,
We
nah,
ain't.
nah.
So
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I think that in the end, though, you talking about, yeah, I wouldn't have a problem. Because hell, man, listen, Too Short, Too Short had his first kid, and he's like 55. He had his first kid at 55.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, you know what? Like I said, I'm not against people having kids at a later age, because I mean, we just talked about friend of the show. The game just had one, so yeah.
yes, yeah,
Switch-
but I think
switching-
that it would.
Go ahead.
The age, though, it would definitely have to be the age. You talk about right now, even after 45, bro, that would be too much, then, though.
Yeah. I appreciate the love, y'all. Appreciate it for real. Switching topics though, bro. So finally, allegedly, Steve Harvey has now clapped back at the boy Cat. What you think?
And so for starters, it's clear to me that it's clear to me that Steve Harvey has bar for bar stole. He was listening to my song, bro. Steve Harvey must have listened to Doing Numbers, because bar for bar, he said, and this is all true. This is all true. You ever seen a hater doing better than you?
Yeah.
Nah. Steve Harvey says this bar for bar. That's what I took away from it mainly. But listen, I like the context that Steve Harvey presented this in, though, bro. Right? I do like it, but they've had their opportunities, right? If it was gonna be that, like, what I don't like is, all right, Steve Harvey, you like pushing 70, right? And why you seem to be a fit 70, like you had your opportunities if you want to talk like physical,
but,
right?
okay. This is the pushback, right? I don't think that people were supposed to be recording. Like, you know what I'm saying? This wasn't a public release thing. And he even and the other bail that I'm gonna shoot him is because he said, listen, I hear the stuff. Do I want to respond? Absolutely, because I'm human. But at the same time, I can't because of the stuff I got going on. And he's the one that don't have what I got. So nah, I can't do
At the
that.
same time, you gotta know that in today's world that somebody's gonna be recording. It might not be the official, it might not be your official stance on it. But when he said it, he had to know that somebody was gonna capture that, bro.
Well, the reason why I say that is because there are venues and places now where phones aren't allowed. Like now,
Sure.
granted, they probably didn't have the technology that Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle have when you go to their shows, where your phones are completely locked up the entire show. But at the same time, what I do respect, even if it was an official response, he never said his name. All you got was the references of who you think it might be. And it's only that segment. We didn't hear the before part or the after. So, but even still,
I'm not mad at it. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I like it. Because again, it still presents the I'm up here. So what they say, the lions don't what they say on the Lannisters, the lions don't concern themselves with the moves of sheeps. Ain't
something
that
like
what
that.
they ain't that what Ain't that what Jamie Lannis was saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I get it. I mean, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you though, man. Like, I don't know. I would have to be listen. I would have to be so high up to take the high road, though, right? Like I can understand, like, you know what I'm saying? Like like I would have to feel like for me to respond that it would jeopardize everything,
Yeah,
right?
because
That would be the only way that I
Steve got them different relationships though that Cat don't have, right?
right.
It's
So I would feel like that would be completely jeopardizing the whole bag. That's what it would take for me to not respond. So from that, I do give Steve Harvey hella grace that he's been able to say, nah, I got enough resolve and respect to the obligations that I have and my brand. I'm gonna go ahead and let you eat off of this one though, man, because it's not gonna impact my plates.
now, do he owe any smoke to Shannon Sharp, or is it all Cat?
No, it's all cat because all Shannon Sharp did was get the platform. Because if I'm not mistaken, hadn't Steve Harvey been on that platform on there as well? So from
Yes.
that regards, it's like no, all Shannon Sharp did was put the microphone in front of you, and from there you have the platform to say what you want to say. And I think that the one thing I can appreciate about Shannon Sharp stuff is that it's a very safe place for people to get off what they want to get off. Like I think that one of the things that's interesting, right, is that I look at I like his podcast and the presentation of it because there are things that you wouldn't get any other way if the person didn't feel comfortable with saying it, right? So like when I heard Gary Owens interview on there and him getting very personal and saying some stuff that he's never said. When I saw Glorilla doing some of the stuff, saying stuff that she's never said, and Meg Thee Stallion, it's like, nah, man, I like that you have the opportunity, and I'm not gonna hold you back from saying whatever you want to say.
Yeah. Um, I don't know if you've been paying attention to the IG post, but so there was a picture that recently came out of Lizzo, and she's lost some considerable weight. Uh, do you think that it was just her timing in doing it, or do you think that some of the depressive stuff might have had something to do with her dropping it? Because she had that pretty big allegation out there about how she treats her uh background dancers or employees or whatever the case may be, forcing them to do certain things that they may not necessarily want to participate in. So she had those pretty big allegations, and she kind of has been off of social media for a minute. So I'm just wondering if that was just a personal choice or if that had something to do with it. What are your thoughts on that?
So I think that I think that it may have hit all things, right? So I think that it could have been a couple things. Somebody could have just said, listen, you're doing way too much out here in the streets to begin with. So you probably need to go ahead and take you some time to fall back, right? I think during that also time that you falling back where she's not as on the scene as much, I think that she could have very well just said, now I'm about to go ahead and address it. Did listen, I'm not going to sit here and say and fat shame anybody, but I think that at some point someone could have had a conversation with her and said, listen, let's just get you as healthy as possible. And boom, you know what? And she could have very well had this little realization that I'm just going to go ahead and start working on my fitness. I'm getting my stuff back together though, right? And so I think that it seemed like it was a little bit of that as well. I think that it wouldn't surprise me as well if during this time that she's been back in the lab and she's been working on some more music and everything. So I think that it could have just been where, like here's my thing, right? So like there's a period where you see Beyonce fall back, like after she's released her country album and everything like that. She went on her tours, she did her whole little rollout of it and everything like that, and she's slowly falling back. And then the next time she has another big thing, she'll pop back out. I think that Lizzo's people was like, listen, you popped out and you stayed out too long. So let's just kind of fall back, let some of this allegation stuff die over, and then give people some time. And listen, it wouldn't surprise me if she come out with another dope song.
Mhm.
And not to say that she's where she left off, but I think that that time will heal all wounds kind of statement on this one though, bro.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But
So
I think she needed to fall back because she had so much. where she was in the public, and people always say, well, all some bad publicity is better than none. I just think that she has so much for where she was going, her career wise. It's like, all right, you might need to fall back some.
Yeah, she did let the news cycle catch up because there was definitely some other things popping off that took over the limelight of the news.
Yeah, she's lost a lot of weight though, man.
Yeah, yeah. Moving on again. College football, bro. The SEC out here looking strong, bro. I mean, outside of LSU, but and we'll come back to the SEC because obviously our boys is in there and we'll talk about it. But I did want to talk about Colorado. They are in the Big 12, and of course they played their first game against an opponent that was not in the Big 12, and they kind of squeaked by. What is your overall thoughts on Coach Prime and the Buffs?
Listen, man, I think it's funny to me because I think that Colorado feels like, okay, Colorado feels like they're everybody's Super Bowl, right? And I think I've heard some of the players say something like that. And don't get me wrong, I think there is a little bit of that. But I also think like, all right, at some point though, right? If it's somebody else's Super Bowl, because everybody want to beat them, they got the biggest target on their back. Because I think that people feel like they got this unnecessarily big amount of promotion and publicity on them that I don't think that people are warranted. You think about that though, right? Last year they started out hot, and then they just start getting whipped up on, right? And then even now, we were talking about it the other day. We were like, yo, they had a close game with Colorado State. And I'm like, this can't be the same team that Texas dog walked the other day. And so I think that people is a lot of that. Here's what I think is crazy. I think that Colorado has an opportunity just as much as how they say that we're everybody's Super Bowl. I think that they have just as much of an opportunity to really show if they really that. Because I think though that this is just year 2 for Deion though, right? So while they have the 2 or 3 great players, they still have they had a lot of those guys that they recruited from the transfer portal that's not there. A lot of them, and they're still developing their identity. So I think that the publicity is also demanding the performance, the records. And I think that it wouldn't surprise me if Deion and them also only won about 6 games. But I think that they'll get to a point within their schedule where they'll play against some of these teams that are more established programs under that coach's direction, and they'll get pounded out though, bro. So I like what I see from them. I just wonder when you're having these close games against some of these guys, like what is it gonna do when you play against some of them top tier teams though, bro?
Yeah. They still look the same to me that they did last year. Like you can tell that they improved in some of their position players, but their defense, I mean, now granted, I will give them props. The defense in the second half only held them to 6 points. But prior to that, they let them get 20 points in the first half or whatever the case may be, or whatever it was. And then the offense still has an issue with protecting the quarterback. So it's like they still have the same issues that they had last year. And that's what I think is troubling, because you thought that they were gonna, make a conscious effort on improving in those positions. And it's, like I said, they didn't play a Big 12 team. And, shoot, they're going to be running up against Oklahoma State, and they play Nebraska next week. So it's going to be crazy.
And here's what's funny. So Nebraska has this quarterback who was the number 1 rated quarterback coming out of high school last year. And they talk like this dude is a generational talent. He came out, he played pretty good. He played pretty good against the team. They brought him out. They got out a little shaky at first, took off though, man. He looks like he's gonna be the real thing. And they also have that what's the old boy, Scott Rule, I think it is, the guy who was over at who came from Temple to Baylor to the Carolina Panthers. He's out there at Nebraska. So Nebraska, they're year 2 under him, and they're expecting that they're going to be better, and they're recruiting top guys as well. So I think that like this, when they play Nebraska, it's going to tell you everything you need to know about Colorado. Now, here's the thing I think that's crazy though, bro. I think people absolutely love to hate on Colorado. There to me, they're so polarizing, and Dion has been so polarizing. You either love Dion or you hate him. You root for him or you root against him. And I think that what's happening though, bro, is especially given their record, I think that they get all the clicks, right? Shador Sanders, number one in NIL deals, just signed a deal with Nike, right? And he might go on and still go on to be a great NFL quarterback. But for what his team is putting out, everybody's like it's not warranted though, bro. And they seem to be like the new. I'm gonna say this. They seem like the new like Dallas Cowboys, bro.
Mhm.
Like either you really love Dion and love you're rooting for him hard, or you're rooting against them just as hard, though, bro.
Yeah, I get that. SEC, like I said, it felt like all them teams had something to prove. Georgia was out there, Bama was out there. Like everybody was trying to get the most points that they could. Texas was out there. Even OU showed up. But I will,
Tennessee.
yeah, Tennessee. I will say though, I was surprised to see how well Texas played against a team that did so well, like you said, up against Colorado last year when most of these other teams was playing like, some teams that you kind of expected them to run up on.
Yeah. Now, I listen. Don't get me wrong. I think Alabama didn't show me nothing because of who they played. Georgia definitely showed me a lot. Showed me a lot. I think they're out this way, and I don't know how it is out in the Midwest area, but I think out here, people are putting Dabo Swinney on that clock because he is very much anti-transfer portal, right? I think that it's only Clemson and the armed forces schools, Army,
Yeah.
Navy, Air Force, are the only ones that didn't do any transfer students. And so I think that Dabo Swinney, people are looking at him like, all right, bro, you don't want to pay these players, or you don't want to pay the go through the transfer portal. You only want to go with guys that you originally recruited out of high school. That's fine. But this is what happens when you run against those teams who are using that portal to fill out their roster, though, bro. And I think that now people are looking at Dabo Swinney a little differently. They're looking at him, and people are also looking even at like um Nick Saban. It's like, all right, before you were always able to get the top recruiting classes, right? But now it's even, right? So Nick Saban's no longer there, and people are like, hey, you sure he ain't leave just in time for that? Well, Dabo Swinney, people are looking at him like, bro, is your time coming up as well? Because we looking at you and you refuse to do what everybody else is doing. That's now an everyday practice thing, though, bro. So I think that Georgia definitely surprised me the most. And I think that the part that got me the most about Georgia was that they had their two best running backs out for this particular season, and the guys just kind of reloaded, and it's out there though, bro. I think that I was very impressed with Georgia though, man. You know who I was surprised? I'm not gonna say who I wasn't surprised. Who I just was not impressed with whatsoever outside of the SEC. Michigan. We play them next week.
Yeah.
Not impressed with the Michigan game. I saw almost all of that game though, bro, and I just could not believe. I knew that they were reloading,
Mhm.
but I just didn't know how much they gonna get dog walked by Ohio State, bro. Dog
Uh,
walk.
Now, what about the Florida State? What happened with them?
Listen, man. Okay, let's take a step back. Florida State's kicked off the football season last week playing in
Mhm.
Dublin against Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech goes out there and walk these boys down. Now, Florida State has DJ Oogla, whatever, right? He started out at Clemson, got beat out by Clemson's current quarterback,
Hmm.
but then he goes out to Oregon State, right? Balls out for about 4,000 yards. He does his thing. NIL, transfer, goes to Florida State, gets bread. Now, the big taste we have from Florida State is, dang, the boys got left out of the playoff because their quarterback got injured, right? They go off in a bowl game, get walked by Georgia. Start out this season, gets walked by Georgia Tech, who hasn't been any world beaters, right? So then fast forward this season, this comes on up, and they look bad again. And listen, I got friends who are Florida State alumni, Florida State diehards, and they're
Yeah.
already like, listen, we got rid of the last coach for less. We might need to go ahead and start thinking about getting rid, make some big changes because the expectation was that DJ, their quarterback,
Was
was
that
like
guy?
the missing thing. All they needed was the quarterback. And he looks like he's so unprepared and so not on the same page with his wide receivers that they look bad out here though, bro. They look horrible.
Yeah, and so let's get to LSU, bro. So this is what, year 3 that they start out 0-1.
I don't know what's up with that, bro. And not just that, it's not just them. Brian Kelly has did that in the past also with Notre Dame. And don't get me wrong, they get better and better and better as the year go on. But again, in the SEC, you can't afford to get out there on these slow starts unless you get out here and you start doing like how Bama, they schedule the cream puffs, right? Tennessee, you schedule the cream puffs, and that's the point of those tune-up games, is to get you going, get your guys momentum and confidence going. But man, they out here starting to get out against great teams or good teams though, man. And I don't know, man. Like I thought LSU was gonna be, I thought they were gonna look so much better though, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually were talking like their quarterback could be a Heisman Trophy candidate and could be one of those quarterbacks up there, top 5 quarterbacks, bro. But man, I couldn't. I was so disappointed though, man.
Yeah. What else you got, bro?
What else we got on deck? Oh, so next week we play Michigan, right? And I feel it's like shout out to my boy Cinematic because he is a Michigan. He is all in on the Big Blue. And he said he knew he knew they were going to go ahead and, they wouldn't be as good, right? Because they lost 13 guys to the NFL from their last year team. 13 guys, right? I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I'm expecting for us to go 30 piece. 30 piece. And I think that we can go 30 piece. Listen, I'm expecting for Arch Manning to get in, and not because of injury, bro.
Right.
Yeah, I'm expecting Arch Manning to get on in there, bro. Like I when I saw Michigan go, bro, I just wasn't impressed with them whatsoever. I mean, was not impressed, and their defense is okay, but not that it didn't see nothing at all that made me just like, oh, we got to worry about that. Nothing, bro.
See, I didn't watch that first game. I'm gonna go back and pull up the highlights to see what they look.
I saw the whole thing. Didn't see nothing. They had 2 quarterbacks that are battling for the starting. So again, when you got 2 that are battling, you don't have a for sure one, you don't got to start. And they ain't like Arch and Ewers. It's literally both of their quarterbacks got in, and I just wasn't impressed with either one of them, though, bro.
Yeah.
None. Yeah, so I am excited about the game. I want to pull out the Vince Young jersey, but the last time I pulled out the Vince Young jersey, we lost. So now it's like I'm gonna wait till the end. I might just wear just my Texas shirt and socks, but I ain't wearing my jersey yet.
Yeah, I got them 2024 Nike joints. The Texas joints. Them joints just came in today. So I'm gonna have to pull them out this weekend, man.
I want to go full on Vince Young though, man. Full on Vince Young, but I don't know, bro. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. What else we got?
Season. What's up? Listen, NFL starts Friday. Let's call it now. What you expecting?
I told you, I think my Bears. I think we got at least 8 games in us, bro.
You don't think y'all gonna even go 500?
I mean, I'm willing to push. I'm willing to push to 10 games. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if we can, bar an injury, I feel like we can build momentum if we just focus on each week, right? You know what I'm saying? If we don't have the high expectations thinking we're gonna go straight to the playoffs after week one. Like I think if we just focus and put in the work, I mean, yeah, I know you can't really base anything off of preseason, but us going undefeated during the preseason, it just showed how much talent we actually had because everybody who was fighting to get on the squad was putting in work, and I thought that was dope. Like I've been thoroughly enjoying watching the Hard Knocks with the Bears, bro. Just watching because you hear all the rumors about Caleb, how he didn't really want to come to the Bears and all the stuff he was asking for, and to see whatever transformation he has to be there and he's actually in it. Like, nah, I feel really good about the Bears this year, man. Like they look like they hungry out here.
Here's what I'm looking at. All right, let's look at y'all schedule. Tennessee Titans go on week 1. I think y'all can win that.
Me too.
The Texans,
I think we can do that.
hit or miss. Right? Texas gonna be good. The Colts, another one that's a toss-up, but I think y'all can win that game though, right? The Rams, I think the Rams are gonna be better than what people think. I think if Cooper Kupp comes back and he's 100, they already got their running back down and they got the boy Puka. I think that they're gonna be better than what people think.
Didn't what's his name retire though?
Yeah, Aaron Donald did retire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
Aaron
we
Donald
got it.
retired.
I think we got it.
Yeah, okay. So then y'all got that. Panthers, I think y'all got that.
Yeah,
The Jags, I think y'all got the Jags.
yeah,
The Commanders, I think y'all got that.
yeah.
Cardinals, y'all got that.
Okay.
The Patriots, y'all got that.
Yeah, that's 8.
Okay. So by then, that means y'all could potentially be 8-1. I mean, 7-1 at a minimum. But then here's go. Here's where it gets tricky. Y'all got the Pack.
The Packers, that could be a game. Because I mean, that's
Big
always a rivalry. And Love has been playing well. It just depends on how they come out looking.
The Vikings. Like I said, y'all can beat Sam Darnold, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the Vikings lost then they lose their quarterback for the year.
Yeah, but he was gonna be a rookie anyway.
Yeah. I think we got the Vikings.
Sam Darnold, bro. Y'all could, yeah. Y'all got the Lions.
The Lions is a tough one.
Lions gonna be tough. 49ers after that.
I don't know what their quarterback situation looking. They got Purdy still.
They got Purdy. They still got Purdy back there, and he healthy.
Yeah, but I mean, they was in. I mean, it just depends because this is like week 12, 13, so they might have got their act together because they was having personnel issues.
Right. Trent Williams. Excuse me. Trent Williams is back.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then y'all got Vikings again.
Okay.
Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks. And then the Pack.
We're gonna have a good season, bro.
I think y'all listen. I think that y'all can win 10 games.
Yeah.
At least because the only games I see where y'all would be in trouble would be
the Lions and the
against the Packers, 2 games against the Lions, the 49ers, maybe the Texans. But outside of that, Rams, y'all probably have about 7 questionable games. And listen, I think if y'all win 10, y'all would make the playoffs. So in that back end of the stretch, though, bro, I mean, y'all got in the last 5 games, y'all got the 49ers, Vikings, Lions, Seahawks, Pack. And I just think that y'all got to win at least 2 of those games. So, from that, yeah. I think y'all be straight, man. I think y'all I count. Yeah. Me, on the other hand, though, bro. Down. We got the Carolina Panthers first game. I think that we can beat the Panthers, but it wouldn't surprise me. Second game, we got the Dallas Cowboys, and I know I'll be hearing it because I just don't think that we're gonna be good. And I ain't trying to hear nobody's crap. Then we got the Eagles, right? And then we play against the Falcons. Falcons game is always a tough game for us. It's hit or miss, back and forth, right? The Chiefs, and listen, that means, bro, if we don't beat Carolina, we can come out the gate 0-5. 0-5, right? We got the Buccaneers, and listen, I think that we're about even with the Buccaneers. Like I don't think that we're better than them,
Yeah,
but I don't think that they're better than us either, though, bro.
here's the thing though, you got a quarterback that they believe in though.
Yeah, it's true, but then it's like I still look at that, and they don't really have the running game. They don't have really the skills. Some of their best people on defense, they looking a little thin. But even still, right? We might struggle against them. The Broncos, I'm not that scared of the Broncos. The Chargers, while I'm not scared of them, I think they could beat us as well, right? So even then, I think that we have a potential to start out 1-7. Then we got the Panthers again. I think we can beat them again, but we're gonna play them at Carolina, so we ain't gonna win both of the games. We got the Falcons again. We're not gonna win both of those games. The Browns, people are expecting the Browns to be in the playoffs. The Rams playoffs. The Giants. I hate the Giants. I think we can beat the Giants. We play against the Command. We play a lot of NFC East teams. We play the whole NFC East now. Matter of fact. Yeah, the Raiders. I don't see us winning more than 5 games this year, though, bro. 5-11.
Well, I mean, you could be surprised, bro. I think Carr gonna surprise you this year, bro.
He's gonna surprise me by how much more trash he is, bro.
Man, what you got up
for the week, man?
Hey, man, it is crunch time now. The state fair is coming up, so I will be giving away tickets to the show probably Friday. I'm gonna go live and give away 3 sets of tickets. So I'm in, getting show mode together, and this is gonna be a busy month because I gotta get all my music complete by the end of this month. I have to.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be a very, very busy month. So this week is just starting the process of mapping out what I'm doing for the show and finding out whatever tweaks I need to make to these songs to get them sold up. So yeah, very, very busy week for me.
I'm very much the same, man. I've been having like the darndest time with exporting this video that I'm working on, though, man. It's been crazy. So I got to try that again. I'm planning the single, even though it's done. It's almost like I'm planning the single, but part of my plan for the single is the next single that's kind of slowing me up, though, man. So it's like I'm trying to get everything situated. But I think I got a good rollout in mind, though, for it, though, bro. So I'm right there with you, though, man. I'm back in the lab, but it's fine tuning all of these things for this one comprehensive project, though, man. But I'm pretty excited about it, though, man. To be honest with you, I think that it's all, I think, good music, and I think that's at the end of the day, that's the part that matters to me the most, though.
Yeah, same here. Like my rollout plan is like the rollout plan that I have in my head. If I'm able to pull it off, it's going to be great. The execution just has to be, solid. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, man. But look,
yeah.
We are the Slash Brothers again. I appreciate all the birthday love from ATL to OKC. We are the Slash Brothers, and we will see y'all next time. We out.
Peace.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
Can you dig it, sucker?